The inquiry into the Emergencies Act, conducted by Paul Rouleau, Mr. Justice Paul Rouleau, is over its public part right now. It's just dealing with policy, and then it has to report to Parliament by the end of February. Brian Lilley is a columnist with the Toronto Sun and Post Media. He joins me right now because you've been following this. A lot of people are saying, commentators are saying, and other newspapers saying, it doesn't matter what Rouleau decides, Trudeau's going to get off scot-free, because most people say, well, we like what he did. Do you agree with that?
There's some truth to that. There is. You know, I don't think that he made the legal case for invoking the Emergencies Act.
Right.
But how many people want to relitigate COVID? How many people want to relitigate
so it's
the
just
convoy?
a chapter of just shove it in the past and hope it's over?
So you've kind of got three groups of people. You got the people who love the convoy.
Yep.
And it was always the best thing ever. You got people who hate the convoy. No punishment harsh enough. Hanging's not good enough for them. And then you got people in the middle who are like, meh, I'm done with it. And they want to move on. That's kind of my feeling, is that's a lot of the people. And I make the legal arguments. I make the ethical arguments that the government didn't meet the legal threshold. And I have people saying to me, yeah, but I don't care. And that's worrisome to me.
Well, worrisome. It's worrisome to me because, fine, leave the political responsibility to the people, and Rouleau's not to be judging on that in any event. He, as you say, is dealing with the legal tests. So can he come out and say, well, the legal tests weren't satisfied. There is no national emergency that other laws could not deal with, and then Trudeau still got off scot-free?
That's the nature of public inquiries. It's why I generally don't like them. Normally, when everyone calls for a public inquiry, I argue against them. And people say, well, you're just defending the government of the day. No, I don't care who the government is. I don't like public inquiries. But this law, once you invoke it, requires a public inquiry.
This was...
And so I'm good with that. You know, there's a legal requirement to have a public inquiry. So I'm good with that. But there's no... People think that when there's a public inquiry, somebody pays a price. Somebody's charged. Somebody goes to jail.
No charges.
That doesn't happen. Yeah, there's none of that. So, look, I think that the government in the last week or so made a good argument for amending the Emergencies Act. But they didn't make the case that they met the legal threshold. They did not make the legal threshold. Now, should there be economic harm? You know, if you're going to shut down the Ambassador Bridge at Windsor again, should that be a reason to invoke the Emergencies Act? There's a solid argument for why that should be the case, but let's have that debate, let's talk about it, and let's consider amending it. But you can't do that after the fact, which is what they did.
Well, it's a solid argument for good policing, which there wasn't. There was in Windsor, but not in Ottawa.
Not at all.
Brian Lilley, thanks very much. 3 minutes. When someone comes up to me in the Buckhorn Hardware and says, you're Stephen LeDrew, and I go, yeah. He says, I watch you every day because I want to learn what's going wrong in this country. We're doing something right because other people are not reporting things. If you agree, please subscribe and PayPal and enjoy.